Hello everybody, today I am going to debunk Cinemasins' video on the Incredible Hulk.
Opening credits of scientific wonderment. After the last movie, Bruce got Ed Norton plastic surgery, but still feels the need to hide in a South American jungle. Oh, Jennifer Connelly looks like Liv Tyler now? Sam Elliott unconvincingly changes into William Hurt? The plastic surgery epidemic in Hollywood has officially gone off the rails.
Okay, so I get the joke, but you can't send a movie for it being a reboot of another movie.
Movie presses delete on the last Hulk by rehashing new origin story in the opening credits. We made a mistake hiring an arty director like Ang Lee last time. Now let's get the guy who did Transporter 1 and 2. Usually we tell you that a new...
Okay, would you rather have the reboot rehash the origin story just like the Spider-Man reboots did? Or would you rather just get to the story? I'd rather get to the story. That's what this movie did.
Newspaper article doesn't match the headline. But here, I'd like to point out that some local resident claims he saw a green Sasquatch, and investigators seem to think he's telling the truth. Is Ed Norton living in the same house he did in Fight Club? Okay. Science guy Bruce Banner decides not to check anywhere else, figuring, that was probably all of it. Real smooth, Bruce. Also, he stopped the production line, but still somehow missed this obvious bottle with blood on it. Is this movie actually...
Not everybody is perfect.
They're going to kickstart its plot by saying someone drinks the tiniest bit of Bruce's blood and gets gamma poisoning.
Martina.
The power of boners will make you decide a hot girl is worth potentially blowing your Hulk secret for.
I mean, is he wrong? I mean, it might be worth it.
You know what, that's pretty funny. And it might make sense if we were in America and a foreigner got hungry and angry confused. But in Portuguese, hungry and angry are like way different words, man. Chemistry, things, boredom. I just sent my blood to some stranger I don't know face. Also, how did this relationship ever form? Is there some kind of dark web on the internet for renegade gamma scientists? Do you post a Craigslist ad asking for help with your gamma radiation project and just hope the one other dude alive that can help you seize it? Stan Lee! Oh wait, that pulls me out of the movie. Also,
why does Stan Lee pull you out of the movie? What?
if this is Stan Lee in the rebooted Hulk movie, which erases the last Hulk movie, then who was that Stan Lee in the previous Hulk movie? How?
Well, there's a multiverse, and Stan Lee is a watcher, confirmed in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And also, some people theorize that he is the one above all. Just because you read comics, Jeremy, doesn't mean most people don't.
Can both Stan Lees coexist? This fort is named after my penis, but without my permission. And I don't need to read any potential responses back from you, so f*** off, guy who's trying to help me. Also, Bruce hits 5 keys on the keyboard, and nothing is on screen. And then he hits 5 more keys for a total of 10 key presses to type home. These military guys must have taught the Fast and Furious guys when it comes to covering all the exits in a Brazilian slum. Well, you know what? Maybe don't do sexy, undressy stuff in front of an open window, huh? Also, she just happens to be the same hot girl Bruce nearly hulked out over earlier.
Well, they do live in the same town.
Unnecessary orders. It was inevitable this would end up on rooftops, wasn't it? I mean, damn. How many times do we need to see this? I'm trying to escape product placement. Oh, come on. It's like Bruce's escape route is tailored to make him run into every minor character from the factory. How is his heart beating 187 times a minute and he still hasn't turned into the Hulk yet? His body is made up of such supposedly volatile stuff that
Well, he needs to reach 200, so he's getting close.
Stan Lee couldn't even enjoy his Brazilian soda without getting gamma radiation from a tiny drop of blood. Jesus, this escape takes him to the factory. Movie is nostalgic about its first 15 minutes.
No, computer! Oh! No, give me that!
Give me that. I honestly don't care if the special effects are bad. Please stop cutting away from Hulk every chance you get. This happens.
Well, listen. They're doing the thing that they did in Jaws, not showing the monster yet.
In the last Hulk, and all we saw was confused reaction shots, and it's annoying as hell. Look, Jaws got lucky. It's not like every movie needs to follow the Jaws model when it comes to showing the monster. Asshole soldier went to...
They don't. Not a lot of movies do that, especially nowadays.
Prometheus' school of running away from things and never once takes any of his side street options. The super trained Russian badass is an awful shot. Movie misspells the number 0.
¿Dónde estoy? En Guatemala.
This asshole went on a rage journey 3,000 plus miles from Brazil to Guatemala. Jesus.
Have you read comics? Alright, you haven't. Well, in the comics, Hulk can jump unbelievably far.
movie acknowledges the old TV show Incredible Hulk theme song, but in the show it was David Banner and not Bruce, and the last movie had David and Bruce. So with those things and the second Stan Lee, my whole world is being blown up right now.
They're just referencing it. Jeez, Jeremy.
Reboot says, the flashbacks in the first movie weren't so bad. So let's keep doing those. This is actually the script of this movie back here on this green wall.
Banner's work was very early phase. He thought he was working on radiation resistance. I would never have told him what the project really was.
Excuse me? Why do you have a scientist work on the Captain America serum and tell him he's working on radiation resistance? How do you hope to get what you want if the scientist is testing for something else? Plus, why do you get good scientists to do this when you can easily pay for evil guys?
Because he's in the army. The army is against the evil people.
Is this even relevant anymore? Bruce risks a lot just to catch a glimpse of his lady. He's literally got to be like 50 yards from some kind of military secret service, right? Jesus, the power of boners.
Dude, you talk about boners the same amount of times that a teenage boy does in a day. Jeez.
He's a head shrink.
That's racist. Hey, there's Lou Ferrigno playing a security guard again. This guy used to be the Hulk, but in 2 Hulk movies with different origin stories, he's Paul Blart. Man, that's 2 people he's bribed with pizza. Movie suggests pizza is a better bribe than money.
Have you ate pizza? Have you met the Ninja Turtles? Yeah, pizza's great.
Forces a stereotype that you can easily guess computer passwords of people you used to a long time ago. Norton Antivirus...
It was bigger than that. They were dating for a long time. Well, maybe not a long time, but they were in love.
Comes in this movie the very kind of adware their core product promises to stop. Antivirony. Also, Ed Norton is using Norton Antivirus. The antivirony is strong with this one. Betty Ross and her new boyfriend just happened to show up after hours to the pizza place where Bruce is.
I got nothing but...
Well, Betty and Bruce both knew him well, so it's not much of a coincidence.
Marinara now.
Oh, I got a Mr. Pink, please.
Would you settle for a Mr. Orange? Mr. Pink.
Okay, that was a funny reference, but still, Jeremy, you always get mad at movies for making pop culture references, but then you do it anyways.
Pink isn't in this movie. This was basically Ty Burrell's role before Modern Family. He'd always be the nice guy who took the main character's girl and had no chance to keep her because everything he did and said screamed rebound. Hey look, it started raining just at the time the movie started getting emotional. Somehow, in this big-ass city, she found the one man walking in the pouring rain who was also Bruce Banner. Phew. Also, isn't she surely being followed by paranoid Patriot Act Dad's henchmen?
I want you to come with me now.
Too much pressure.
It's our data. I got in there before they carted it all away.
How? You were in the hospital after the incident. Did they wait until your recovery to start taking stuff out of the lab?
I don't understand why we can't just go in there together and talk to him.
You don't?
What?
Military guys continue to be awful at their job. Give everything away before the operation starts.
Bruce is observant. He's been trying to do this for a long time. He knows what to do.
How many times does this guy have to get shot before you just say, F it, and stop wasting the ammo? Yeah, that should work. To be fair, it was useless with bullets, too. Hulk chases after Blonsky instead of just running away, which he obviously can do in a blink after running that 3,000-mile craziness at the beginning of the movie.
He was angry at Blonsky.
Where's the gunship?
Does it matter? No, some serious shit just went down. Time to start raining.
You did the right thing calling.
How did this guy know that Bruce was with Betty? Sure, he may have suspected earlier that she was looking for Bruce, even though that's pretty far-fetched too. But how does that translate into, I know for a fact she found him later when driving through the rain, he spent the night, and they're definitely going to the university the next day? If you knew all that, they could have snatched up Bruce while he was sleeping at Betty's house. No need to take you to the hospital. We'll see what nature can do for your smoke inhalation and unconsciousness. Also...
Okay, you really think Hulk has enough of a conscious mind to actually do that? Hulk is like a puppy.
Whoever owns rain machines made a killing on this movie. Man, I never realized before making these Sins videos how much the Hulk resembles King Kong in terms of story beats. Well, they didn't really get the CGI any better this time out, did they? Shiny Hulk is shiny. No matter where Hulk decides to relieve stress, he always finds the place with the peaceful waterfall. Hulk throws a boulder at God. Hulk freaks out over a thunderstorm because that's never happened before when he's been Hulk, apparently.
Okay, Hulk is like a dog, as I said earlier. He freaks out over stuff because he's like an animal. He's not like a human mind. But later in the MCU, we see him get a human mind. But still, that doesn't change anything on how he is right now.
This is basically the same Hulk bullshit we dealt with in the first movie, only less shots of trees and fungus. It's almost like Universal blamed all the Ang Lee shit for the failure of the last movie, and none of the other stuff we didn't like. Is this supposed to be a surprise? I mean, nobody said this guy was dead, and we kind of figured the serum would give him extra powers. So what's with the horror movie villain cliche? Bruce, I'll get a room. You just stay here by the Coke machines, okay?
I just had to get my data back.
You ate it?
This guy swallowed a flash drive, and his stomach acids didn't destroy the thing or make it inoperable. Wah, wah.
Sophomores Jack
Again, getting mad over comic references.
McGee and Jim Wilson witnessed some of the battle.
Jack McGee is a sophomore in college in this story? What is this, Incredible Hulk babies?
McGee, who happens to be a reporter for the campus paper, captured this on his cell phone.
The footage the news happens to show is nothing. Sure, he captured exactly what the news shows, but are they saying he turned his camera off and didn't get actual footage of the Hulk? Come on, are we saying now that sex causes the guy to Hulk out? You're making me horny. You wouldn't like me when I'm horny. Also, it took...
His heart rate can go to 200, which I know I looked up and it doesn't make sense, but again, it's a comic book movie.
all sorts of nonsense to get Bruce to 200 beats per minute earlier in the movie. Now we're going to include sex as things that get your heart rate to Hulk-changing levels?
I can't get too excited.
Tell me in all those months in Brazil you didn't masturbate once? Have a nocturnal emission? My God, man, that might be the problem.
It sounds like you're asking to see that.
Sir, it's Blonsky.
I won't tell you what it's about. Just get over to the emergency room and be stunned by the dramatic reveal.
Good to see you back on your feet, soldier.
He's sitting down.
How are we gonna get where we need to go on $40 and no credit cards?
That's the exact same question that launched Cinemasins, actually.
The aliases Mr. Green and Mr. Blue have been added to the SHIELD operations database.
Bruce decides to title his message something very easy for any spying security agency to find. Okay, so he's...
Well, Bruce wasn't gonna know that they could track that, or even if he did, how's he supposed to know they would find who he talks to?
swallowed this f***ing flash drive and stomach acid did nothing and the thing still works. Fine. But this is 2008, and he's in bum Smoky Mountains countryside at a rundown gas station, and he found a computer with working internet access and a f***ing USB port on the keyboard? Why are you documenting your fugitive run from the law like it's a damn honeymoon? I'm assuming this is a secret place anyway. So why the privacy curtain? For drama, maybe?
Me in a metal tube deep underground with hundreds of people in the most aggressive city in the world.
Right. Let's get a cab.
F*** you. Like you're going to encounter 1975 New York down in the subway. But damn, are we saying you have no control over this beast anymore? You took all those breathing classes and everything. Also, of course, movie unearths the...
It was meant to be a joke.
Of course, movie unearths the long-forgotten crazy cab driver drives crazy and is crazy cliché. Welcome back, old friend. We haven't missed you. Why hasn't the military swarmed this office already? They know who Mr. Blue is, and they know Bruce is coming to meet him. So what's the freaking holdup?
Oh, come on. Stupid graduate students.
Hitting the machine makes it work, cliché.
The dialysis machine will mix the antidote with your blood.
Things I should have told you before strapping you to this table. But let's just do this by the seat of our pants, shall we?
It's hard
Have you met Samuel Stearns?
to know because none of our test subjects ever survived.
How is this a surprise? You mean Dr. Stearns has been experimenting with Bruce's blood without ever mentioning any of the experiments he conducted? And it's not like he's being secretive. He's like, come on back to my lab full of your blood, where we've been studying gamma magic.
Bruce, this is all you. You didn't send me much to work with, so I had to concentrate it and make more.
Wait, is that possible? You can make gallons of my blood from one tiny sample? The f*** is the Red Cross still doing blood drives
Comic book movie.
for then? Punch to black cliché.
The mixture could be an abomination.
You know, like what we'll call you as your proper name once you become that. General Ross flew off once the mission was done, but leaves his bio-soldier to run around unchecked, so Stearns can inject him with even more gamma goofiness. Let's see. Seems like you wouldn't allow a prisoner, especially like Bruce, to do this, but okay. Tender moment is tender. Movie suddenly turns into a more expensive Cloverfield. Also, gotta love that villain has the same powers as the hero bullshit Marvel did the same year with Iron Man. Yep, he fell in a way that Bruce's blood drops are going to land precisely on his tiny open wound. This movie is a dick.
General, you should hear this.
You should come take a look at this cliché. Yeah, I know he said here, but same thing.
The Hulk is in the streets.
That's impossible. You get a hold of yourself, young man.
Come on, like a soldier is going to make that up. Also, stop acting like it's impossible if you just raided a lab owned by a guy who was studying Hulk blood and you have an imbalanced soldier out there. Apollo Theater and movie both experience amateur night at the same time. Yep, that actually is Omar, Michael K. Williams from The Wire, playing, I kid you not, Harlem Bystander, years after The Wire had premiered. The f***? So was this Blonsky's lifelong dream when he got this kind of power? Go on a rampage in New York? He can do almost anything he wants, and it's do what the Cloverfield monster and Godzilla has done.
He's not in the right mind, Jeremy. And you keep mentioning Cloverfield. I get that their movies have basically the exact same ending, but when you look at it, Cloverfield came out a couple months before this movie. Do you really think the director would have seen Cloverfield and added this part in the movie a couple months afterwards? It's not, that wouldn't work out, Jeremy, all the special effects and stuff.
I don't know. That's the first time any soldier has ever asked that in these movies. It's apparently not a Marvel movie if someone isn't free-falling to Earth from high in the sky above. Yeah, but his human body crashed through the street. How did he Hulk out after he definitely died from that fall?
Hulk and they will keep Bruce alive. If you read the comics, you would understand. And then in the Avengers, you have this scene.
Can't. I know. I tried. I got low. I didn't see an end, so I put a bullet in my mouth, and the other guy spit it out. So I moved on.
There you go, Jeremy. There is your answer.
How does he even remember why he's here? Why isn't he fleeing or looking for hot chicks or something? Well, someone
They aimed Hulk.
saw Matrix Revolutions.
Use that thing, soldier. Give him some help. Which one? Help the green one, damn it. Which one do you think?
God damn it, General Ross is one of the most brain-dead characters I've ever witnessed. Everyone survives this. Well, this isn't exactly rotating around the Earth to turn back time, but it might as well be. Hulk stops the raging fire with his mighty wind clap. It probably should have also knocked the helicopter off the roof, it was so forceful, but Betty doesn't think Abomination should be killed, for some reason. Who?
She just doesn't want Bruce to become a killer, even though Bruce is a killer. But, think about that, she loves Bruce.
Are all these people, especially this mom and her kid, going to the place where two giant green things are causing mass destruction everywhere they go? Yeah, better get a closer look at that. Wait, did he want to turn into the Hulk right now? But why? He's in British Columbia, and the only thing he can rage against there is Wolverine. Also,
That's what makes Mark Ruffalo's line in Avengers make sense. The I'm always angry line.
since this movie is canon within Marvel's The Avengers, how does this asshole end up in Calcutta?
Because he can end up there. Because what if he raged out again? You don't understand Hulk, do you?
The Incredible Hulk, the one movie in the Marvel Universe to actually put that post-credit scene at the end of the actual movie instead. I could kiss this movie for doing what every other movie should have done. Problem with this is, it makes the movie official Marvel canon, which is bad for a whole bunch of reasons.
If I told you we were putting teeth.
They didn't realize it was going to be that bad back then. They didn't think that Edward Norton would have to be recast into Mark Ruffalo.
Together, who's we?
Yeah, Tony, that's a classic pronoun game. Nobody in the whole audience knows this we you're talking about, or is 1.5 billion worldwide interested in seeing such a thing.
You're dead to me, boy. You're more dead to me than your dead mother.
Alright, well, there we go with this video. Now you understand why Cinemasins is so frickin' stupid!